Alright, so let me show you what I got going on here. So far, what I've done is I've cut the PVC pipe into 4 sections. Each section is about a foot and 7 inches long. I went ahead and put a handle on each one of them. I'm down to my last one. What I'm doing before I put the handle, I'm actually using clear silicone. And I put a big wad there where the hole is going to be. Big wad there, and then I screw it in, and I'm going to let it dry. So once I'm done with that, then of course I'm going to use PVC glue around the edges of this. And I'm going to put it in there and let it seal. And then I'm also going to use the silicone, the clear silicone, all around the edges once it's already in there. Once I have that done, then I could just go ahead and fill it with sand on this side. And you get the inside look there. Go ahead and fill it with sand. And then this eye hook right here is going to be going through this top. And I'm going to have I have a big washer that goes on the top, a big washer that goes on the bottom as well. So that'll be glued in here. This will be full of sand. Each PVC should have about 5 pounds of sand. And I'll show you later on how it actually connects to the tent once I get to that section. But I just wanted to show you guys the PVC I had laying around already around the house. So I got lucky with that. Went ahead and bought the handles. Each handle was $1. Bought the eye screws. Each eye screw was like 98 cents. I already have washers laying around at home. Each one of these is about $2.30, I think it is. Now I know this might be the flimsiest part, and holding 5 pounds of sand, this might be the part that breaks. But if it does break, remember that this sits inside the PVC, so I can always go ahead and put the top that covers it. Now the top that covers it for the 4-inch PVC is about $9 each. So since these are about 2 something, I'm going to go ahead and try it out with these and play my luck first. So just giving you guys an idea of what I got going on. These are going to be my weights for my tent, and I'll show you how I'm going to attach it like I mentioned later on. Alright, so here we are at the next step. As you can see, I have all 4 PVC pieces that I cut. I already got the tops on the bottom there, as you can see, and I just have this on top holding it, to weigh it down. I already used PVC cement to glue it in there. Now I did realize that these tops might be a little too thin, and if anything breaks, this is where it's going to break. So I went ahead and cut a piece of PVC. I flattened it out, and I cut these out, and they match pretty much the inside of this. So when I drill the holes for each one of these, I'm going to put a washer on the bottom and a washer on the top on each one, and that should provide it a little more support. This is pretty thick, so it's going to be more supported there. And then if those bottoms ever break out on me, I can always just put the part that goes over the PVC, the top that's rounded off, or I can figure something out. But at least I got this part reinforced, the part that's gonna have the hook on it. And I'll show you more as I keep on building. So here's the next step. I went ahead and put the plastic piece on the bottom and taped it up all the way around, so that way it stays in the same place. If you can see here, I got a punch, and I punched it right in the middle. So I've done that on all of them, and this one I already completed. So took off the tape already, put the washer on the top, washer on the bottom. So this one is just going to get glued along the sides there, and it's going to go onto the top side of the PVC once it's full of sand. And then of course I'm going to silicone all the way around the edges as well. I'm going to do it to the bottom too. Once I pull that off tomorrow, I'm gonna silicone the bottom all the way around too. So now I'm gonna go do this exact step to all 3 of these, and I'll see you in the next step. Alright, so it's the next day and this is where we are. We got all of them glued in on the inside. Alright, I went ahead and siliconed all the way around the edges. I think it's overkill. I don't think it's needed, but when you're dealing with sand, you know, sand gets through the smallest little crevices, so I wanted to make sure. So I went ahead and put silicone. Next step now is filling it up with sand and then putting the tops on. So I'll show you that a little later. Here we go. I got them all filled with sand. I weighed them. They are 10 pounds each. Pretty much on the point, exactly 10 pounds each. Like, you know, missing a point or two or adding a point or two. But that's where we're at. The next step is putting the caps on, gluing it on, and letting it sit for about a day. So here we go. I got them all done. And as you can see, I've gone ahead and put a little latch on each one. And pick it up like this. And set it back down. So I'm thinking I might be able to clip this directly onto the tent in each corner. Or if I feel like I use a little bungee cord or something like that and make it real easy for me. I can also tie it up to a string and make it hang all the way down. So I have various options I can decide to use. But at the end of the day, this is what they all end up looking like. You can, of course, carry them by the handle if you like. Carry them by up here. I don't know how I'm feeling because this is kind of like soft plastic compared to the PVC. So, I mean, I feel it's tough enough with the glue, but I don't know over time if that thing's gonna pop out. I'm kind of tempted to just play it out and see how long it lasts, so that way I know for sure. But then again, I'm also tempted to put screws along the side, you know, around it. I didn't want to do that either because, you know, they may get rusty over time. I'm also tempted to maybe use some like really strong tape, like Gorilla Tape, and, you know, go over the top on several sections and then go around it and, you know, really hold down that top strongly. But as of right now, I think I'm going to leave them the way they are and test them out and see how long they last that way. Eventually, if one of these things come off, I can always use the bigger, thicker tops. They just go over and you can glue it on. The only thing is that those thicker tops, the only reason I didn't buy them in the first place is because they were like $9 each for this 4-inch pipe. So let's see, you know, maybe 3 or 4 rentals down the line, maybe they break, they crack or whatever. I already made my money off of them. And then it doesn't matter if I buy that top when I put it on there because, you know, I've already made my money using these things. So this is the weights, the tent weights that I made. They're 10 pounds each. I weighed myself and then I weighed myself with the weight. I went up 10 pounds. So each one is 10 pounds. I feel really happy about it. Really easy build. Anybody else can do this. Anybody with just an easy assortment of tools. Cut them up. Put sand in them. Glue them together. I even got some extra sand left over now. And might throw that in the garden, you know, around some new plants and things like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed along with me. And if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Later.